Today we're back looking at the subreddit page r/am I the a-hole. Basically this is a Reddit page where you can put a situation that's went on in your life and we get to judge you. So basically we get to decide if you were in the wrong or not. Am I the a-hole for banning my sister and her boyfriend from my apartment after they had intercourse in my bed? Okay, so I'm gonna say what most people think and the answer is no. I, 28 male, had to travel overseas for a couple of weeks for work related reason. My 19-year-old sister's college is nearby and she offered to feed my cats and water my plants while I was gone. I said sure, fine, and told her she was welcome to stay there while I was gone since she lives in a door. Anyways, the day I got home, my sister was there with her boyfriend. That was fine. He always seemed like a cool guy, but one thing I noticed was that my sheets were still in my washer. I didn't think much of it. I just assumed my sister waited to wash them since she was using my bed while she was there. But she tells me, sorry, my boyfriend and I were using the bed last night. I'm sorry, what? So she's basically admitted that she'd done it in your bed. I mean, I understand couples have to do it, but really doing it in your brother's bed? That grossed me out. I don't think I'm being unreasonable to not want people screwing in my bed. I mean, yeah, you're not. That's literally disgusting. First of all, if you do it in someone's bed, and second of all, if it's a family member. My sister told me to relax and said I was being a prude American. Her boyfriend is from Ireland. She said that we, meaning Americans, stigmatize sex and that she washed the sheets so it's fine. I mean, I'm Northern Irish, so I'm basically British and Irish, and I'm telling you right now, what they done was not fine. I said no, it's not, and told her to get out. She isn't welcome there anymore. Our mother has been reaming me via text, saying I'm overreacting. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, that is not an overreaction. You are not the a-hole. That is absolutely shocking. If that actually happened, that sister needs to be checked out in the head. You know, if you want to do it with your boyfriend, I completely understand that, but don't do it in your brother's bed. Oh no, that's, oh no, so wrong. Am I the a-hole for refusing to attend my brother's wedding because of the dress code? My brother is getting married in a few months and his future wife recently asked me to be part of her bridal party. I was thrilled and excited to be included, but then she informed me that the dress code for her bridal party was gender specific, with women expected to wear dresses and men expected to wear suits. As someone who identifies as non-binary and is more masculine presenting, I am uncomfortable with conforming to a gender binary that doesn't accurately represent me. I brought this up with my brother and his fiance, but they insisted they wanted all their guests to adhere to the dress code regardless of how it made them feel. I ultimately decided I did not want to attend the wedding, as I do not feel comfortable being pressured to conform to a gender binary that doesn't accurately represent me. My brother and his fiance are now upset with me, accusing me of being difficult and not willing to compromise. After a fight with them, I found out they went behind my back and involved my mum. She called me yesterday and told me I can put aside my identity for one day to make the day special for my little brother. I now feel bad and didn't realize something as small as the clothes I feel comfortable wearing would cause such a rift within my family. So am I the a-hole for refusing to go to the wedding? I mean, no, I'm assuming they probably don't understand it the way I might. Obviously, I'm part of the LGBT community. I understand how people feel, especially whenever it comes to identity and representing themselves. This person did say they were non-binary, so they don't identify as male or female. So it's kind of like, what did they do? I mean, I'm sure the brother can let like one person off. Is it really that deep? Here's what someone else in the thread had to say. Put aside my identity for one day. No, not the a-hole. It is fine for them to dictate the formality of the wedding. It is not fine for them to dictate your preferred gender expression. A suit that is on the same level of formality as suits others are wearing should be considered just fine. Exactly, it's like, you know, at the end of the day, is it really that deep? Obviously, they might not understand it because, you know, they don't really understand, you know, identity, etc. But I would say, nah, you're not the a-hole, you know, you're pretty reasonable. Am I the a-hole for what I named my son? I, 31 female, had a little boy recently, my third. We were over the moon and excited to tell family. I live far away from my family, so mainly communicate over a family group chat. I don't get to see them very often as it's expensive to fly, and they all have kids too, so it makes traveling a bit tricky. So when I messaged my family introducing my son with his name, Oliver, the general response was positive. However, my brother and his wife, both nearly 40, sent me a nasty text and wouldn't speak to me. But why is that? Is their child maybe called Oliver? I didn't understand why, as it was a short message, didn't explain anything, just that they were angry about his name. Since they wouldn't speak to me, I rang my sister. She explained that they had taken offense and that they thought the name was too similar to their daughter's name, Olivia. I'm so sorry, but this is arguably the most stupid thing ever. So basically, this person's had a child, they've decided to name the child Oliver, and their brother's angry at them because their child's called Olivia and the names are similar. I mean, talk about entitled. She explained that they were very angry with us and not willing to speak to us at the moment. I was completely shocked and it's all been very upsetting. I've spoken to my parents and my other sister who are also very confused by their reaction. My sister-in-law has said to them that they might be willing to allow us to use Oliver as a middle name, but if we use it as a first name, that will essentially lead to an end of the relationship between us and them. So you're telling me your brother's angry at you because you named your son Oliver and his daughter's called Olivia? I mean, how many Olivers and Olivias are out in the world? Probably like billions. I don't feel I have to justify or ask permission for naming my son, and I feel they're being controlling with double standards. They've never asked anyone permission for naming their children, nor have any of my other siblings. We have different last names and there's nearly 5 years between their Olivia and my Oliver. Not to mention we live in different countries. It's been weeks now and they haven't spoken to me or reached out. I don't feel like I've done anything wrong, but am I the a-hole for choosing a similar name? Absolutely not. By the sounds of it, your brother and his wife are absolutely cuckoo. The names are kind of similar, you know, yeah, they're similar, but like, it's not that deep. Are they actually getting upset over that? Not the a-hole and lol at the allowed to use the name as a middle name. What are they, the name please? You don't need their permission and they're being utterly ridiculous. Exactly, are they gonna have a go at you whenever you sing happy birthday for your son's birthday? Oh my god, you can't sing happy birthday because my child literally had a birthday 6 months ago. Don't sing happy birthday, sing Merry Christmas. Thank god my family are kind of normal. I mean, I don't have any siblings, but I'm telling you right now, I would not want a sibling like that. I'm an a-hole for wanting my own room. I, 24 female, and my fiance, 25 male, are moving into a small 3-bedroom house together in a couple of months. I had never had my own room growing up and share a room with a roommate in my current living situation to save up money. I always felt the need to share and I felt guilty when I wanted to be alone in my room but couldn't since someone else was there. The only time I had a room all to myself was when my roommate or sibling was away. Even so, I didn't feel like I truly had a room to myself. When discussing the use for one of our spare rooms in our soon-to-be house, I mentioned wanting to turn it into a bedroom for myself when I want to be alone. My fiance was confused and said he wanted to use the spare room for an at-home gym instead. The other spare room will be an office for when my fiance needs to work from home. I argued that he already has a claim over one of the spare rooms and I should be allowed to use the other one for myself. I told him that I was looking forward to having a space all to myself where I can be alone when I want and I'm the only person that has access to it. He argued that the point of moving in together was to share everything with each other and not just coexist in the same space. There is a tiny bit more, but we're gonna get that in a second. Basically, they're moving into a 3-bedroom house. There's 3 rooms and she wants one to herself so she can go to basically to chillax and get away from everyone. But he wants to use that as a spare bedroom. I mean, think of it, they've got a bedroom to share together. The other room is being turned into his office. So if he's able to have his own room, why can't she? He said he would change his mind and wanting a gym if we agreed to turn the second room into a guest bedroom that both of us can use when we want to be in our own space. I feel like I would still be sharing. If I have a room to myself to use and he wants to be alone at times, I can just go into my own room and give him the space he wants. We would be splitting expenses 50-50, so I don't think I'm being that unreasonable. I'm an a-hole for wanting to have my own room. I'm gonna say no, mainly because he's got his own room, so why can't you have yours? I mean, I can understand why he maybe wants it to be like a guest bedroom or a gym, but it's like at the end of the day, if there's 3 rooms, you've both got your own one which you share. You should be able to have your own individual ones. Here's what someone else had to say, not the a-hole. If you're moving into a 3-bedroom house and you both share 1 bedroom to sleep in and you're sharing expenses equally, your fiance cannot fairly claim both other rooms for himself, gym and office. His compromise is that he gets one of the rooms to himself and he shares the other 2 with you. You're allowed to ask for a room of your own. You don't need to justify why you want it. It could be a home library, an office, a craft room, whatever you want. You do not, I repeat, do not need to justify wanting one of the 2 spare rooms to claim for yourself. Die in this hill. This is your fiance showing you what mine is mine, what is yours is also mine, which is total BS. You don't want a future with a partner with that selfish of a mindset. You can ask for a fair and you don't need a reason to justify why you expect fair. Exactly, at the end of the day, if he's able to get his own room, why can't you get your own one? So yes, to answer your question, you're not the a-hole. I'm an a-hole for not having cake for her birthday. I, 34 female, of 2 boys, a 10-year-old male and 8-year-old male, and my husband Dirk, 40-year-old male, has a daughter from another relationship. Gwen just turned 6. We are a healthful household and we teach moderation and controlling how much we take when we have treats. We're also very active and every day strive to get the boys moving. Okay, so from what I'm judging by the way the title was, I'm an a-hole for not having cake for her birthday, I'm assuming that this 6-year-old girl is not going to be getting any birthday cake. If that is the case, you're evil. However, Gwen is only here 2 weekends a month and her mother has the exact opposite attitude. In all honesty, that woman's blood type is probably ketchup. Funny enough, Gwen is about 20 limbs heavier than a 5-year-old girl is supposed to be. It makes me sad for this child in her health, so when we get her, I try to teach Gwen about healthy eating and moving around. We have the boys play with her so she's getting active, and we make a distinction between foods that are healthy and ones that aren't. When I see one of the kids reaching for a treat food in the pantry, I'll ask, would you like to make a healthier choice? And Gwen is really getting it. She's always going for better choices now and is also asking for fruit at home, which is really good. Of course that's good, like I think kids should be healthy, doing exercise, eating well. However, if you are constantly teaching her that a treat is bad, that ain't good parenting. You know, kids are allowed to have a bit of candy. Gwen's birthday ended up falling on one of her weekends with us, and while we were talking about what kind of cake to have, I asked Gwen about a healthier choice. My reasoning is unfortunately she's still getting all that garbage at home and it's just not good for a growing girl. She agreed and we decided to have some low-fat ice cream so she can still have that sweet treat. It's a brand Gwen loves and asks for every time she's here, so she was happy with it. Okay, well this is a child's birthday, a 6-year-old girl's birthday. Why are you giving her low-fat ice cream? Give her a bloody cake. Until the next day after she went back to her mom. Her mom called us furious. She said that when Gwen got home, home and she asked about her birthday with us and her cake, Gwen started crying because she really did want cake but didn't want to make a bad choice. She accused me of fat shaming her and her daughter, and I owe her a cake and a big apology. I mean, yeah, look, at the end of the day, I'm all for kids being healthy and, you know, maybe taking better alternatives to candy. But this is her birthday. You should be giving a kid cake. I'm just looking out for the health of my child and care. But I never said Gwen couldn't have a cake, and she could have had one if she wanted. I suggested sticking to ice cream because I care, but did I go about it in a bad way? I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say you basically did. You know, at the end of the day, kids are kids. If kids want to have candy, they should have candy. You know, this is her birthday. A 6-year-old birthday. And yeah, you necessarily didn't force her not to have cake, but it's like, you're still putting pressure on her, basically saying, oh yeah, you don't want cake, do you? You know, it's bad for your fat. What a crap parent. You're the a-hole. She's 5. Give the child goddamn cake on her birthday and then go for a family walk after. Also, for your information, the good choice, bad choice talk is just going to give her body issues for the rest of her life. Exactly. It's like, you might think you're doing good, but you're probably not. So yeah, moral of the story, don't be like her because she is a bit of an a-hole. Well, anyways, that's the end of the video. If you want to see me look at more posts from this Reddit page, let me know, definitely will. Press bigger, subscribe, and see you all tomorrow for another video.